speaking of the guys on the other side of the NFC East here, Diggs is a guy who I can't help but like. I mean, he just plays. Has it been a big jump from year 1 to year 2, or just people catching up because he's making these splash plays?
Oh, it's a big jump, and I think it's always a big jump. You know, going from just playing on a pro level at cornerback, because when you're playing corner in college, you may see 3 or 4 quarterbacks who are like dudes who can really fit them in the tight windows. In the NFL, you're seeing these guys week after week after week. So it's an adjustment there. And then for him, confidence. This is probably his 4th or 5th year at max playing the cornerback position. He came into Alabama as a receiver. And that's why you see his ball skills. Like even that pick he caught today, like 97% of corners aren't catching that ball off a tip, off a
little redirect, like with no time to adjust. Yeah.
Even the one he caught, I think it was on DJ Moore, somebody, like the catches that he's making. Like it's one thing to be in position as a DB, but a lot of times at that kind of moment of truth, that's when you're like, okay, that's why you played DB, you didn't play receiver. And with Diggs, it's the opposite. It's like, okay, I can see that receiver. When that ball goes up, he feels like it's his. So 7 picks through 6 games is ridiculous. And I can't think of, Honey Badger will maybe be another guy I can think of with just kind of innate ball skills like that, but that's rare on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, to not just have the instincts where you can put your foot in the ground and pick up a crosser and be like, I'm going to jump that route, but also to catch the ball. I mean, it's crazy. And he also looks really sweet in 7.
Oh, man, those single digits, man. Would you have rocked a single digit?
If I could have rocked anything, maybe it would have been 13. I really like 13. When I was in high school, Alex Brown had 13. Remember at Florida? I thought that was pretty. I thought that was a good look there. 7 looks good though.
Darius, speaking of, final score from the wrench. Huskies 21, Yale Bulldogs 15. Let's go.
Let's go, dude. The Huskies,
we're on the board.
Got a dub.
Hey, that's the first win. I think I saw 722 days, maybe.
Good Lord. The Jaguars and the Huskies are off the hot seat, dude.
Long time. And I just hate that I even went into that game worried, playing Yale. We just lost to UMass last week, which was like, we all have that school. UMass was like the school you went to when, you weren't good enough to play at UConn, and now we're losing. So it's been a rough couple of years
nowadays.
For a few years, but
that's good. We played at Scott Stadium. We were reminiscing about a Scott Stadium game many years ago, bro. Ended in wild fashion. Every game did that year. But with Diggs, is he playing that well the other 58 plays a game? Because sometimes it's hard. Like when I see a D lineman, one of my pet peeves is we judge off a sack. We judge off of like that one rush that they fell into. Not every interception is going to be as easy as those 2 Taylor Rapp picks today. Right. Sorry about Daniel Jones, but like some sacks are gimmies. Some guys don't rush well, and then they hit the home run. They don't hit for average. Has he been hitting for average? Has he been winning every down kind of thing?
I wouldn't say every down. He's definitely not like a Revis or a guy who's just, locking and strapping up down after down. But he's calculated. And don't get me wrong, he's matching guys and he's playing well, but he's calculated in the chance that he take kind of how Asante Samuel was. And he's making plays. That's the thing about defensive ends, pass rushers. If you're right, if you win once a game, you'll be the highest paid cat in the league. So as a DB, if you can get, this dude's on a pace to get 17 picks, like that. That'll be that's crazy. So even if he's not batting for average, he's hitting 60 home runs. So I'll take that every day of the week, that's even incredible. Over a guy who's locking up and not giving up 30 yards a game. Like give Dak the ball an extra possession a game. I'll take that every time.
What does CeeDee Lamb do well?
Everything. Everything.
He's like that.
He was one of those. Yeah, he came in and he hit the ground running. He came in from day one. He was a contributor from the slot, from the outside. He just got, you just watch guys on film and they just have juice.
Yeah.
Like he just got that juice. It just kind of pops off the film. And you can tell when guys are having fun too. He's having fun. And watching that team, you can just tell that guys like playing with and like for Dak. You can just see it. You can tell.
Dude. Yeah, you can't you can't. It's hard. All right, Philly people listening, I get it, but it's hard to hate this particular Cowboy team. I'm just saying that. Like, I'm being as real as I can. Like, Dak is one of the most likable players in the league, and all these guys, you got to know them in Hard Knocks, seem like really good kids. CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, all these guys, and the way those wide receivers get along there's only so many targets. I don't care how many times you throw the ball. That's another thing.
Yeah. And Kellen Moore, I mean, he's been doing a phenomenal job keeping everybody involved. Both the backs, the tight ends, all the receivers. So they're balanced, man. If you got a balance, and that O-line is playing well too again. So when you got balance like that, where they can run the ball and throw it over your head, that's a tough day. And shout out to Dan Quinn too, man. I had some question marks on him. I didn't know if maybe it was just LOB making him look good. He went out in Atlanta. They kind of stuck it up on defense. But he came in this defense in Dallas and did a complete 180 after that, that Mike Nolan fiasco last year.
Look at Randy Gregory making plays left and right, and he couldn't see the field last year. That tells you all you need to know about, like, there was just some bullshit going on last year. And until they get that shored up, and I really do think with Dan Quinn, we've said this before, I think sometimes head coaches that were former coordinators, albeit like prolific coordinators, they're worried about all the things that they have to do as like managers of a locker room and of a building, and they can't focus on their bread and butter as well. You know what I mean?
That's so real, man. I was in Indy for 6 years with Chuck Pagano, and we would be sometimes on the sideline in games, probably get our ass kicked or something. Yeah. He'd be like, man, D-Butt, man, I just miss coaching defense. Man. Like I don't want to worry about what ice cream you guys are eating or Saturday night or what hotel we got. I just want to coach defense, and and that's real. And he went back. He told me he would never coach again. He ended up back on the sideline coaching defense for the Bears, and he went and retired. But that's a real thing, man. When you just lock in and focus on, man, he's right back. He's right back in his wheelhouse.
How about Kellen Moore? Because you tweeted about this, and we were talking about this in the other room. The way they came right back to that same route concept in the fourth quarter, or actually was that overtime? I believe it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it was OT.
Yeah, explain to the layman what was going on there.
Yeah, so I mean that was a game-winning drive. Kind of got to have it, and if you heard the call, Romo was kind of calling out like, "Hey, this is what they're gonna do." They even showed the replay. They kind of halfway went through the play. They blew it dead. Came right back to it. Dak threw the check down, and then maybe 2 plays later, it was a slightly different formation. They just tightened CeeDee down a little bit more. And instead of motioning the guy across, they just lined him up there, which is what we call window dressing. Yep. You end up in the same formation and snapped it. And if you watch it replay, as soon as CeeDee looked across the field and saw nobody there, he just threw his hand up, like throw it, and Dak, laid it out there perfectly, and then it was game time, man. But for defenses, players, coaches, repeat plays, man. Yeah. If they like it, they're going to come back to it.
And that's a Bill Belichick thing, too. Like, we're just going to keep running that play. And so to have that happen to them, that had to really suck. And I felt like Jalen Mills, I don't know if he was in a bad spot, but once he was behind him, it was like it didn't matter how fast he was.
Once you're in that cut split, and once again, that's a guy with juice, and he's in that tight split. Something about guys running across the field, they get a little bit faster. Everybody gets a little speed burst. So it's just about putting the ball on him, and Dak, he laid a very easy catchable ball and walked in the end zone and did a little taunting at the end.
He did, but they can't call you when it's over.
Yeah, big game, man. Big win. Yeah. Cowboys are winning games that typically they don't win, man. They look damn good this year.
It's different.